Hi everyone, my goal with these videos is to make more women take their health a lot more seriously. So keep watching. Hi Tanushree, thank you so much for joining me today. So tell me Tanushree, what does fitness mean to you?
First of all, thank you for having me. Fitness is now a very big part of my life. It's just a routine. It's a very non-negotiable thing. I don't really see life going ahead without me having a movement every day. So yeah, it's a very non-negotiable thing.
So were you always like this, or is this like a relatively new thing?
No, I mean in general, movement has been a very part of me since childhood.
Okay.
In 5th standard, I joined a basketball club.
Oh wow, basketball.
Yeah, because I mean at that time Kalona Ho wala fan zone.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just asked my mom to I want to play that sport, but I was terrible at it.
You were terrible at it?
Yeah, I was terrible at it. So, but the thing is that the routine which we used to do before the play.
Okay, like the warm-up and all that?
Yeah, the warm-up, the runs, the 30-50 runs that we're doing just before we actually do
Start
the play.
playing.
Yeah, that made me stick around for a good 2 to 3 years.
Oh, so you're saying you stuck to something for 3 years
Yeah.
and you were terrible at it?
Yeah, I was terrible at it. It's just the fact that I was having fun.
Okay.
It was not necessary for me to excel at that point.
At that sport, okay.
I just wanted to be, okay, I'm having some kind of fun movement,
Okay.
and eventually at 5th standard, we had a basketball court in our school, and they were having trials for it. So I applied and I was rejected because, I mean, eventually
clearly
I was
you
not
said you were
good.
terrible at it.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, there was NCC. They were also looking for candidates at that time. And it starts at 8th standard. So I was like, okay, one day I want to join at least that.
Oh.
And at that time, my weight was really 20 kgs.
So you were underweight at that point?
I was underweight.
Okay.
And I was rejected by the same teacher, like, oh, you are underweight, you'll never be able to get into NCC. And that stick to me, and my bones used to crack. I was not that strong enough. So my mom got into a play during that time. She's like, okay, this is a concerning factor. So now we should look into the nutrition part. So at
how old were you at this point?
I was in 5th standard. So
in 5th standard. Oh, so I mean, how important was your parents' role in keeping you fit even at that age? Like, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Everything started from them taking an action that, oh, she needs to play, she needs to take care of her body, she needs to have right nutrition at the right time, because at the same time we're going towards our teenage years.
Correct.
And that a girl's body goes through a lot of changes at that time. So it is a factor that you were not losing out on things that you need at this period of time.
Correct.
So there were very specific things that my mom designed for me, and I still...
Was there like a specific diet she made you follow?
Yes, she made me do certain things, eat certain things, which I'm stick to even now.
Oh, wow, amazing.
Yeah.
So right from childhood, you've been made aware that you need to take care of yourself.
Yes.
You need to have a proper diet, and you also need to move. Right? So how important do you think that is, for kids these days?
So at work itself, I meet a lot of kids as well while they are having a meeting, and they really ask for burgers. Oh, are we going for a treat after this? Are we going for that after this?
Yeah.
At our age, or at the time I was of their age, we never had that cravings, or we never really was aware of, oh, all these things were there. We were just made to eat, oh, these are your dry fruits, these are your fruits, these are your treats, these are how much you, even if they are giving us some treats, they were minimal.
Correct.
They were it was just allowed Sunday to Sunday. This is how you eat breakfast, lunch and dinner, that's it.
So don't you think your parents played a really important role, in instilling that in you?
Yeah.
That I need to eat right.
Right.
So, these days people are treating junk food as normal food.
Normal food, yes.
And actual healthy food as a treat.
Yeah, as a fancy thing. So, oh, you're eating that, you're very fancy. And at work itself, I get to hear this. Ye to se fancy.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you eat a salad, people are like, oh, this is so fancy.
Yeah.
So Tanushree, you're 25 now, right? So were you always healthy and following a proper diet, or things changed sometimes?
No, I mean I had my rebelness in that period.
What was that like?
I started having, because I mean eventually in the peer pressure you go out and you get to see all those
was this in college?
Like, during the college period. So eating all those
so what did you start eating then?
And all those outside food. and eventually not really exercising the way I used to.
Okay,
Or
so you
move
stopped
the-
doing that.
Yeah. So I mean, it just the basic was get up and do some kind of skipping or a
Okay.
basic exercise,
Alright.
and that's it. And because you are so busy with college and assignments
Studying
and
and
all of those
all that,
things,
yeah.
so you eventually stop ignoring those factors, right?
Yeah.
So that happened with me, and turned out I got PCOD.
Oh, so because you stopped
Yeah.
following like a healthy
Healthy
lifestyle,
diet, yeah.
you ended up getting PCOS.
Yeah,
right?
because I mean, the food that we get these days are not really that
Obviously,
nutritious.
especially
not
outside food is-
and
yeah.
we don't know where they are getting those vegetables or any other factors from.
Yeah.
So eventually that happened, and my mom panicked.
Okay.
As I mean, every mom does, and because she always followed a very Ayurvedic way
Based
of
diet?
living,
Okay.
yeah, living. So she eventually, I was also in a factor that I won't have this many pills, because the first thing we went to doctor and she prescribed a list of pills that you have to have, and we were like, no, we are not gonna go this way.
So what exactly did you do? Because I know a lot of women who are struggling with PCOS these days
Yeah.
because of a unhealthy lifestyle.
Right.
So what did you do exactly?
So it's actually, when we see all those factors, more of it all depends on what your lifestyle is.
Okay.
If you're sleeping on right time,
Uh-huh.
if you're actually having a recovery, or your sleep cycle
Yeah.
is good, what are you actually having? So I stopped having maida. I stopped
Okay.
having
You cut out maida.
yeah.
Anything else?
Sugar.
Stop
In
sugar as
general, not exactly completely cut off, but at least I have just because I had a sweet tooth,
Uh-huh.
so I cut out. I made it minimal.
Minimal,
To be
okay.
very honest, and all those factors. And I started working out. I just started doing yoga regularly with my
Alright.
mom, and I started going for walks. And I had a very set of time zone where I'm sleeping and waking up.
Okay.
So what
So
I
you corrected your sleep cycle,
Yeah.
you started eating right, and you
Yeah.
also started doing some kind
Some
of
kind of
movement
movement,
again.
yes.
And how did that help you then?
within a year I was recovered from it.
Okay, within a
Yeah,
year.
Within a year without pills.
Amazing. So this is for all those women out there who think that PCOS is not going to get reversed.
Yeah.
It's really not that difficult.
Difficult.
If you just eat right,
Yeah.
sleep well, and don't take too much stress.
Right.
Right?
So it's more of the lifestyle issue, not exactly disease or something.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that how.
So you change the lifestyle and the disease is going to go away. Right? So Tanushree, you started with basketball, moved on to yoga. Then when you finally start lifting weights?
So around 2022, I was going through a rough time, and I needed some outlet to be there. I was just burning myself into work.
Okay.
So I just having a conversation with a friend, and she's like, "Let's get back to cycling or something." It's like, let's go to gym. We
Okay.
never tried that out, and
So prior to that, you've never gone to a gym or never,
No.
lifted any weights?
No,
Okay,
no.
fine.
That was the first time, and because my mom was quite against it, she had her own myths about
Mm-hmm.
it. That you may gain weight if once you stop
The
gymming.
most common myth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you look masculine.
Yeah.
If you continue doing it. So all those factors were there.
So first, can you just bust that myth that you look masculine after lifting weights, or you become more manly,
Yeah.
you start getting more bulky? Tell us your own experience.
Yeah, I haven't gone that bulky.
You've been
or
working out for the past 3 years now.
Yes.
Huh.
So I haven't had a masculine figure.
Okay.
Or it's more of toned,
Uh-huh.
if you had to say, because you don't have that kind of muscles, or you
And you don't even have the hormones that are gonna- yeah.
to build that kind of muscles,
Correct.
right? So you're just gonna get toned, and the more you lift heavy, the more toned and leaner you look,
Exactly.
rather than getting masculine.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So to everyone who's watching this video, Tanushree is 25 and she's not getting bulky. She's been working out for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, so that was one thing.
Uh-huh.
Another was, if you stop going to the gym, you'll gain weight.
Correct. You'll put on weight.
Yeah.
And that's
So
what your
that-
mother also believed.
Yes,
right?
that was one thing. But I don't see that a point, because even I had my 1 or 2, 3 months of gap in between. It's rather than what if you stop working out
Uh-huh.
in the gym
Yeah.
the way you do, you're burning that amount of calories, and the time you're not going to burn that calories anywhere
stop
else.
going to the gym, yeah.
You're not going to burn that kind of calories anywhere
Correct,
else,
yeah.
right? So that factor was there. So if you are, just because you have worked out for
Yeah.
a year and you got to your fitness level,
Yeah.
oh, I have lose 10 kgs now.
Correct. You've lost 10 kgs.
Yes, and now I'll eat whatever I want.
That's not going to work,
and,
obviously.
And I'll not gain a single kg. That's not going to be possible, right? So you will eventually gain weight. And if you're not working with
So
that.
what you're saying is, because you stop working out, you're not even burning enough calories anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why you put on the weight.
Yes.
It's not because you stopped
Stop
working out or going to the gym.
Yes, exactly.
Right, correct. So Tanushree, you're 25, you're working full time. So how do you still manage to, stay fit and come to the gym regularly? Because a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah, I mean, even I have my days. But I have few rules. Nothing good happens after 10.
Okay.
So I sleep on time. And I work out pretty much early in the morning because that's the period of time I get. So I don't really see that you can't just bring 1 hour in your routine to work out.
Yeah. So what's your routine like right now?
So I wake up, I have my hot water and everything, and I straight away come to the gym.
Okay.
The first thing that I do is I come to the gym, I work out, and then my
So
day
is that
starts.
because you feel like, once you get busy with work and towards the end of the day you get tired,
tired,
and you might end up skipping?
Exactly.
So it's better to get done with it?
Yes.
The first thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning, you just get it done, and then you actually have the energy because you have completed one task of the day early in the morning before everyone has woken up.
Woken up, yeah.
You are already ahead of a lot of things, right?
Exactly.
So it's just then it's a cakewalk.
The rest of the day is a cakewalk.
Right.
But you also must have faced challenges, throughout your journey where you must have skipped the gym or you must not have enough motivation to come to the gym. How do you deal with that?
So I have a rule. Again, I have a rule. So I can skip one day, but I can't skip 2 days in a row.
Oh, great. So you never skip 2 days in a row.
Yeah. So I have to be there on the third day itself.
So what do you say to a girl who's in her early 20s and she thinks she's fit, right? She doesn't need to go to the gym.
Yeah. Even I used to think in
The
that
same way?
direction. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I used to think, I can run like a good 5 kilometers when I was in my 20s.
That's what you believe.
Yeah, that was my thoughts at that time. But when I actually went to a gym for the first time and they make you do the starting exercises, and I was actually having a heart attack at that point. Like, bro, I thought I would
You're
be
better than this.
Yeah, I can do much better than this. It's when I realized that no, you're not young anymore. You're not in your.
So joining the gym made you realize you're not as fit as you believe you were.
So that was.
And what about the feeling of the post-workout feel? How did that feel to you?
So the endorphins that kicks in, that happy hormones that comes out of it, and that makes you so confident because you think that you're ahead of in the line, and you can chase your dreams because once you. Because when we get into a part where work is such a big important aspect right
of our
now,
lives,
we kind of neglect the working out, the nutrition. We will take care of it later when you are
in your 20s. You're probably more focused on your career than your health.
Once we get stable, we'll look after that.
Exactly.
At that time, but we don't realize it that once we go ahead in life and we get successful and in your 30s or something, the stress would be more. And at that time, you will have more responsibilities to take care of.
Exactly.
Once you actually start in the early phase, you get down to the routine and then it feels like nothing. It's just...
And the stress is also manageable because you've learned how to deal with it.
Exactly.
Right? So all of these girls who are not working out right now, they don't know what they're missing out on.
Exactly.
Right?
They are not
aware
of it.
Thank you so much, Tanushree. It was great talking to you.
Thank you.